Welcome back to United Vision, the place where Manchester United fans get the biggest stories first. Today, we're talking about a massive tactical shake-up that could save Ruben Amorim's job. And yes, it includes Kobbie Mainoo back in the starting 11. Before we break it all down, make sure you smash that subscribe button and join the United Vision family for daily Old Trafford updates. Kobbie Mainoo starts. Ruben Amorim would save Man United, job with simple formation change. Manchester United are going through another tricky period in the Premier League after a disappointing 2024/2025 campaign. Ruben Amorim's side spent plenty of money in the summer transfer window to help the Portuguese manager take them back in the right direction, but the 2025/2026 season hasn't started how they may have hoped. The pressure is on Amorim to turn things around, and so far in his United tenure, he's refused to change his formation and has stuck with underperforming players. A change of system might be the only way Amorim can get out of this situation, so GiveMeSport have taken a look at an alternative way United can line up. Take your pick between the sticks. Altay Bayindir and Senna Lamens are now competing for the #1 spot after Andre Onana left the club. The goalkeeper situation matters very little in terms of why United are underperforming at the moment, and it's also difficult to decide who the better option is, considering they both have a lack of experience at this level. We're going for Bayindir after he started the derby against Manchester City. Switching to a back four, Maguire comes in. The biggest shift that could help transform United and potentially save Amorim's job would be switching to a back four. The back three system clearly isn't working, and it would allow United to get an extra body in the middle of the park. Patrick Dorgu and Noussair Mazraoui can line up as fullbacks, but still also provide width and get further forward like they would normally. Harry Maguire needs to come back into the starting 11. United missed his experience in the derby against Man City, and his leadership skills could help them get out of this situation. Defenders: Mazraoui, Maguire, Lenny Yoro and Patrick Dorgu. Midfield 3, Mainoo in, Ugarte out for Manchester United. Amorim needs to find a way to get Kobbie Mainoo back into the starting lineup. He has composure and technical security in the middle of the park that no other midfielder has, and switching to a 4-3-3 formation could help get the best out of him. Alongside Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes, you have a mix of defensive protection in Casemiro, technical quality and ability to evade pressure in Mainoo, and a nice mix of both with Fernandes. Manuel Ugarte has struggled in the middle, especially when United try and play through the thirds, so he needs to be replaced in the midfield. Midfielders: Mainoo, Casemiro, Fernandes. The attacking trio should consisting of the three new signings: Benjamin Sesko, Bryan Mbeumo and Matheus Cunha. Amad Diallo is unfortunate to miss out, but the versatility of Cunha and Mbeumo means he could easily slot into one of the roles, even if it means someone else replaces Sesko through the middle of attack. The issue hasn't really been the production of Sesko, Mbeumo and Cunha, but the fact that United have struggled to play through the thirds and get the ball to them. Forwards: Mbeumo, Sesko, Cunha. So there it is, a simple formation change, and Kobbie Mainoo back in the starting 11 could be the difference between Amorim surviving at Manchester United or facing the sack. But what do you think, Reds? Should he finally ditch the back three and go with a 4-3-3? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more daily United stories here on United Vision. Glory, glory, Man United. Meanwhile, in previous news, Fabrizio Romano has dropped a big hint on Ruben Amorim's future, and the pressure is sky high. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a story from Old Trafford. Ruben Amorim's sack could be imminent as new Romano update reveals hint at INEOS verdict. Ruben Amorim is under immense pressure at Manchester United, and Fabrizio Romano's new update on his future has hinted that he is quickly losing support. Sunday was the latest of many terrible days for Amorim at Man United, with his side on the end of a humbling 3-0 defeat at the hands of arch-rivals Manchester City. A tight derby was expected, as Manchester United and Man City each had a rough start to the 2025/26 campaign. But Pep Guardiola's tactical approach exposed Amorim, who is the second favourite to be the next Premier League manager sacked, and helped his side earn a resounding victory, with United fortunate to avoid a more embarrassing deficit. Guardiola brought the game's standout Jeremy Doku central in an unfamiliar role to outnumber Man United's midfield, and this worked a treat as the flashy winger contributed assists for City's opening 2 goals. Erling Haaland, meanwhile, capitalised on United's shambolic loss of possession to score his second and his side's third in a dominant display. This game provided further evidence that Amorim's failing 3-4-3 system is not fit for purpose, as none of Man United's players look better in this formation than under Erik ten Hag, and they remain ineffective all across the pitch. Amorim's stubborn refusal to change his ways will prove to be his downfall at Manchester United, with the head coach still insisting post-match that his system is not the problem. He explained to Sky Sports, "There are a lot of things that you have no idea what happened during these months, but I accept that. When I want to change my philosophy, I will change. If not, you have to change the man. And we talk about that every game that we lose. I don't believe in that in the system or whatever, so I play my way, and I'm going to play my way until I want to change it. I understand how football is, and the results dictate the narrative. I see it that way. I know that is hard for people. The fans do not want to hear these things. I don't lie to myself. I see the record, and I accept any decision." Amorim also said that he will do everything to get Man United back on track and always thinking about what is best for the club. But he may be running out of time. It seems that this is the case if Romano's comments are anything to go by. It hardly seems that Amorim has overwhelming backing. Romano avoided giving a clear answer when asked by Give Me Sport whether Man United still have 100% belief. He responded, "It's a difficult moment, of course, but Amorim wants to give his best for Man United. He's convinced that with time, he will sort things." Yes, we know that Amorim will continue to give his best, and as proven by his bullish but naive comments after the Manchester derby, he's convinced that with time he will sort things, even if he and/or his system is not fit for purpose. But Romano's clear refusal to provide an update on Ineos's stance on Amorim says a lot as pressure mounts, and it will not be overly surprising if they decide to cut their losses when they lose to Chelsea next weekend. That's the latest on Amorim's future at Manchester United as the pressure hits boiling point. But what do you think, Reds? Should Ineos stick with him, or is it already time to move on? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to United Vision for daily United updates. Glory, glory Man United. Meanwhile, in previous news, the buzz at Carrington is electric, with key players returning, Amorim's drills ramping up, and even a surprise boost on Matheus Cunha's recovery. Stick with me as we dive into today's training update. And before we get started, smash that subscribe button and join the family so you never miss a beat from Old Trafford. The buzz at Carrington crackled with readiness and quiet urgency. Despite several first-team stars being away on international duty, a core of returning players assembled in a compact, focused atmosphere. Those absent, from veterans like Bruno Fernandes and Dalot to internationals such as Onana and Ugarte, left gaps, but the squad that reported back brought a clear message. Manchester United are sharpening themselves for the road ahead. Leading the way were Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw and Lenny Yoro, defensive pillars whose return brings composure to the backline. Their presence was a palpable relief. Every measured touch from Maguire, every overlapping run from Shaw, and Yoro's youthful positional awareness reinforced that foundation. The goalkeeping unit looked stronger too. Alte Bayendir and Sen Lamens, both recovered, rejoined the drills, adding confidence between the sticks. In midfield, Mason Mount and Kobbie Mainoo joined in early exercises, though both remain edged by their recent fitness concerns. Amorim led pressing drills, demanding bite from the returning core, even as others stood in for the missing internationals. The group's intensity was a statement. This training pitch may be lighter in numbers, but not in purpose. Of course, the headline was Matheus Cunha. Withdrawn from squad due to a hamstring scare, he isn't at full tilt. But today, he pushed onto the field, beginning with light shuttle runs, loose touches, and progressive finishing work with a touch of sharpness surprising given the concern. His steady adjustments signal hope that his return isn't just weeks away. It could be right in time for the high-stakes run. As drills turned into a small-sided game, the energy shifted. Despite missing several internationals, the returning players combined with academy prospects to fill lines. Passes were crisp, movement synced, and creative patterns surfaced, Rashford and Garnacho darting into channels while the midfield box-to-box engine whirred with renewed vigour. By the final whistle, there was a marked change in the room. This wasn't just recovery, it was resurgence. Even as some players remain absent with their countries, the return of core defenders, goalkeepers, and Cunha's cautious re-entry have left Carrington feeling rearmed. United are far from full strength, but they're forging forward, refocused and ready. So United fans, how excited are you about these returns at Carrington? Maguire, Shaw, Euro, Lamens, Bayindir, and especially Cunha, edging closer to full fitness. Do you think this group can power United into a strong run when the Premier League return? Drop your takes in the comments below, I'll be reading them all. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe to United Vision. Until next time, glory, glory Man United. Meanwhile, in previous news, Fabrizio Romano has revealed why Ruben Amorim personally wanted Andre Onana out of the picture at Old Trafford, and the reasons make total sense. Before we dig into the full story of why Amorim was bang on with this call, don't forget to smash that subscribe button so you never miss a single update from United Vision. Manchester United's goalkeeper saga has taken another dramatic twist. With Senna Lamens arriving from Royal Antwerp, Andre Onana has been forced out of the Old Trafford picture and is on the verge of a loan move to Trabzonspor. On paper, it looks like a harsh demotion for a player who cost £47 million only 2 summers ago. But the full story shows exactly why Ruben Amorim was right to push for this decision. According to Fabrizio Romano, Amorim had 2 very clear reasons for showing Onana the door. First, he did not want unnecessary pressure placed on Lamens. At 23, the Belgian is expected to step into the number 1 role, but with Onana lurking on the bench, every mistake would have sparked a media circus. The headlines would have written themselves, "When will Onana be recalled? Should Onana get another chance?" Amorim saw that storm coming and decided to take it off the table. Second, Amorim wanted clarity. United were carrying 4 goalkeepers, Lamens, Onana, Altay Bayindir and Tom Heaton. An unhealthy situation for any squad, but particularly one where the spotlight burns brightest. By moving Onana out, Amorim simplifies the hierarchy and sends a message. Lamens is his man, no ifs or buts. It's also worth remembering how Amorim's patience with Onana ran thin over the summer. The Cameroonian returned from the break expecting a pay rise despite United's failure to qualify for the Champions League, a miscalculation that reportedly didn't sit well with management. To make matters worse, he injured his hamstring on the very first day of pre-season training, raising further questions about his focus and preparation. Now, Onana gets a fresh start in Turkey, and United avoid weeks of endless speculation. Amorim has taken control of the narrative, ensuring the focus stays on performances, not distractions. And he's absolutely right. History tells us that being Manchester United's goalkeeper is the most scrutinised job in English football. David De Gea, Peter Schmeichel, Edwin van der Sar. Their names are etched in history, but every mistake they made was magnified tenfold at Old Trafford. Lamens has just 1 season of Belgian top-flight experience under his belt, and Amorim knows the only way to give him a fair chance is to clear away the noise. With no European football and no League Cup rotation, the Belgian will have to grow fast under the spotlight. But if Amorim's bold decision pays off, this could be the beginning of a new era between the sticks at Old Trafford. So, United fans, was Amorim right to cut ties with Onana and clear the path for Senna Lamens? Or do you think Onana deserved another chance to fight for his spot? Drop your take in the comments, I'll be looking out for your thoughts. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, subscribe to United Vision, and turn on that bell for the latest from Old Trafford. Until next time, glory, glory Man United meanwhile. In previous news, Grimsby Town's shock Carabao Cup win over United is under serious scrutiny after fielding an ineligible player. Pundits are calling for Grimsby to be kicked out of the competition, and the verdict has fans fuming. Before we get into the details, Smash that subscribe button and join the United Vision family so you never miss the latest from Old Trafford. Manchester United get new Carabao Cup verdict as calls to kick Grimsby out of competition intensify. Grimsby Town have been fined for fielding an ineligible player in their Carabao Cup second-round match with Manchester United, but they have not been barred from the competition. Jason Cundy has joined the growing list of pundits calling for Grimsby Town to be thrown out of the Carabao Cup following their use of an ineligible player in their remarkable victory over Manchester United. Although he believes the Red Devils shouldn't be handed a reprieve. Grimsby supporters celebrated what many consider the finest night in their club's recent memory, as they stunned the Premier League giants, eventually winning 12-11 on penalties after letting a 2-goal slip in 90 minutes. However, an administrative error involving Clark Oduor has cast a shadow over the Mariners' achievement. Instead of being kicked out of the competition, they have been handed a financial penalty and allowed to continue into the third round, where they will face Sheffield Wednesday. Darren Bent has already voiced his opinion that Grimsby should be eliminated from the tournament, maintaining that if Oduor contributed to ending United's campaign, appropriate punishment must be imposed. The former England forward commented, "You have to question Grimsby's place in the competition." Cundy has now taken a similar stance, maintaining that the rules must be upheld, though United shouldn't be offered another opportunity, with Sheffield Wednesday instead progressing directly. He told TalkSport, "First off, if you break the rules like that, I don't see how Grimsby can be in the competition. I genuinely don't." It sounds harsh, but if that had happened the other way round, would we say, "No, it's fine, £20,000 fine for Manut"? Are we now judging it by the club? They broke the rules. I'm sorry, you have to leave the competition. I don't think Man UTD should get in either, by the way. They got knocked out. What should happen now? Whoever they're facing, they should get a bye. Grimsby should not be in the competition. If there's a law, it should be the same for everyone. He added, "Sorry, this sounds very harsh, but there's laws and rules for a reason, and if you break those, the punishment has to be." We've just seen what happened with Crystal Palace. Oduor had arrived at Grimsby on loan from Bradford City the day before the match. The player made his debut after coming on as a substitute during the second half, though he would miss his spot kick in the penalty shootout, luckily without damaging his new side's prospects. It later emerged that his registration had been completed just 1 minute after the mandatory 12 p.m. deadline on August 26th. In an official statement, the EFL confirmed that Grimsby had voluntarily reported the error, whilst detailing the punishment for the League Two club, a ruling that hasn't received widespread approval. They announced, "The club has since implemented several actions to prevent a similar occurrence in the future. The club will be liable for the suspended sum of £10,000 if they were to again field an ineligible player in any league competition between now and the end of season 2025/26. So United fans, what do you think? Should Grimsby be thrown out of the Carabao Cup for breaking the rules, or is the fine punishment enough? And if they are removed, should United be reinstated, or should Sheffield Wednesday get the bye? Let me know your opinions in the comments. This is one debate that won't cool down anytime soon. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to United Vision, and hit that bell so you're always first with the breaking United updates. Until next time, glory, glory Man United.